Jennifer Lopez stunning fans after abruptly canceling her summer concert tour. Live Nation says J-Lo is taking time off to be with her family.
But is the tour going to happen? Is it in the future?
You know, I decided to take the summer off and be home with the kids, and it was the best thing I think I've ever done. It's not like me to do that, and I apologize to the fans.
She had it all: fame, money, love, and a career that stretched across music. But today, Jennifer Lopez is making headlines for canceled tours, fading influence, and scandals that refuse to stay buried. Jennifer Lopez, known to millions as J-Lo, was once one of the most admired stars in the world. From the Bronx to Hollywood, from hit songs to blockbuster movies, she built a career many only dream of. But in 2025, the shine is fading. Her latest comeback has fallen apart. An album that failed to climb the charts, a tour that had to be canceled, movies that critics tore apart, and even a documentary that was mocked for being self-centered. On top of that, old scandals and serious accusations have come back to haunt her. So how did the Latin queen of pop go from being celebrated worldwide to becoming one of the most criticized celebrities of today? Let's uncover the untold story of Jennifer Lopez's downfall. Jennifer Lopez had a big plan. She announced her new album, This Is Me Now, as a sequel to her 2002 record, This Is Me. Then, an album linked to her famous love story with Ben Affleck. It sounded perfect. Mix nostalgia with a modern twist and remind the world why she once ruled the charts. But reality hit hard. Her lead single struggled to make an impact, only reaching number 38 on the Billboard charts. For a star who once dominated with #1 hits, this was a huge letdown. Her tour was supposed to save the moment, but instead, it made things worse. Tickets were extremely expensive, and the most shocking part was the meet and greet price. Almost $8,000 just to meet her for a few seconds. Fans were outraged. Ticket sales dropped, venues had empty seats, and dates had to be canceled. To rescue the idea, J-Lo rebranded the tour as a greatest hits show, leaning on nostalgia instead of new songs. But the damage was done. Her big comeback now looked like desperation. And then came the films. Alongside her album, J-Lo released a movie and a documentary connected to the same story. Critics destroyed both projects. The documentary, which was supposed to be romantic and inspiring, was mocked as an ego trip. The movie was even worse, called boring, plotless, and one of the worst of the year. Instead of proving she was still relevant, Jennifer Lopez showed how disconnected she had become from what fans actually wanted. To understand why this comeback failed, we need to go back to the beginning. Jennifer Lopez's rise was never simple. Her career started in acting, not music. She got her big break playing Selena Quintanilla in the 1997 movie Selena. The role changed her life and gave her the idea of becoming a singer. But here's the problem. J-Lo wasn't a trained singer. She didn't come up through music clubs or years of vocal practice. She stepped into the industry thanks to powerful connections. At the time, she was dating Sean Diddy Combs, who introduced her to the world of hip-hop. Through him, she met Benny Medina, who became her longtime manager. And then came Tommy Mottola, the president of Sony Music and Mariah Carey's ex-husband. Fresh from a messy divorce, Mottola wanted revenge. He needed someone to rival Mariah on the charts, and Jennifer Lopez became his chosen star. With the full power of Sony behind her, her debut album On the Six in 1999 was a massive success. But many critics believed her fame was less about raw talent and more about marketing. From the start, people saw her as a product, beautiful, commercial, and easy to sell, but not authentic. And that perception has followed her throughout her career. Just when Jennifer needed good press in 2025, an old scandal came back. In December 1999, J-Lo and Diddy were arrested after a shooting in a Manhattan nightclub left 3 people injured. At the time, Diddy was accused of firing the gun, but new claims say Jennifer Lopez actually brought the weapon inside and handed it to him. She was released immediately back then, never spending a day in jail. But in 2024, the case resurfaced when one of the victims reopened the lawsuit, demanding justice 25 years later. For Jennifer, this was devastating. It painted her not as the sweet Bronx girl she portrayed in interviews, but as someone who may have played a darker role in one of hip-hop's biggest scandals. And the timing could not have been worse, right as her comeback was falling apart. One of the longest-running questions in Jennifer Lopez's career has nothing to do with her movies, her love life, or her business ventures. It's much simpler. Can J-Lo actually sing? The doubts started early. Back in 1997, when she starred in Selena, fans were quick to notice that Lopez never actually sang in the film. Instead, she lip-synced to Selena Quintanilla's original recordings. At the time, it made sense. After all, Selena's voice was iconic and irreplaceable. But the choice planted an early seed of doubt. If Lopez was destined to be a music star herself, why didn't she sing the role? As her music career took off, the doubts didn't go away. Over the years, countless live performances revealed her vocal limitations. Viral clips circulated showing her missing notes, going flat, or struggling to project without heavy backing tracks. Critics accused her of leaning too heavily on studio tricks like auto-tune, layered production, and pre-recorded vocals. What fueled the backlash even more was her stint as a judge on American Idol. Many viewers questioned how someone frequently criticized for weak vocals could sit in judgment of aspiring singers. It seemed ironic, even hypocritical. The truth is, Jennifer Lopez has always been more of a performer than vocalist. Her strength lies in her charisma, dancing, and showmanship. She knows how to command a stage, but when stripped down to just her voice, Lopez has often been called average at best, a star built more on image than raw singing ability. Perhaps the most damaging part of her story is the claim that some of her biggest hits weren't even sung fully by her. Over the years, several background singers have come forward saying they provided the vocals for tracks where Jennifer got full credit. There are also accusations that some of her songs were given to her by record executives after being taken from other artists. One of the most famous cases involved Mariah Carey. Mariah had planned to use a sample of the song Firecracker for her track Loverboy. But before she could release it, Jennifer Lopez dropped I'm Real with the exact same sample. Industry insiders say Tommy Mottola, Mariah's ex-husband and J-Lo's supporter, gave the sample to Jennifer to sabotage Mariah's project. This incident fueled a long-standing feud between the two divas, but it also damaged Lopez's credibility. Was her success truly hers, or was it carefully engineered by powerful people behind the scenes? In the early 2000s, celebrities had the luxury of carefully curated images. Their mistakes could be softened or even erased by skilled PR teams and glossy magazine spreads. But in 2025, that world no longer exists. Today, every move a celebrity makes is judged instantly, dissected online, and turned into viral content within minutes. Jennifer Lopez has learned this the hard way. When she announced her tour with ticket prices that many fans found outrageous, the internet responded with sarcasm and mockery. Memes spread faster than her promotional material, painting her as greedy and detached from reality. Then came the reviews of her latest movie. Critics tore it apart, calling it shallow and uninspired, and social media amplified those negative takes until they became impossible to ignore. Even her past scandals, stories people had mostly forgotten, were dug up and turned into trending topics. Each misstep became a new reason for the public to question her legacy. Suddenly, Lopez was no longer the untouchable superstar who dazzled stages and red carpets. Instead, she became a symbol of arrogance, a reminder of how quickly fame can turn into ridicule when the audience decides they've had enough. Jennifer Lopez's downfall is more than just a failed album or a canceled tour. It's the collapse of an image carefully built for decades. She rose to fame with the help of powerful figures, survived scandals, and sold herself as a superstar. But in 2025, the cracks are too deep to ignore. Her career is at a crossroads. Can she rebuild her image, or is this the final act of her reign? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. Her story is a reminder that fame built on shaky ground never lasts forever. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. More untold stories are coming your way.